Can you hear good?
7-7. I hear great. 7.
Good.
Hello.
All right.
Are we live? Are we live over there?
No, you got
Huh?
Yeah, you do.
30 seconds.
Hey, Jay. Is this just this show or is this live? The TV, is it, will this, can you
That's
put it
live.
ESPN?
It should stay on it.
This
You gotta shut that door.
This is ESPN too, though, isn't it? This is on ESPN.
20
too.
seconds.
I'll put it on ESPN.
I'm not hearing anything.
Yeah, you're muted. Okay. Here we
That's
go.
all.
10
That's all
seconds.
they lose.
I'm not hearing the music at all.
I'm not hearing anything
We got
either.
10
We're
seconds.
muted.
I muted the mics. 5 seconds. Hold on. Fuck's sakes.
No, I thought you, like, the music was playing, I didn't hear it, he just said. Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turk Sports Show. My name is Rocco Foggio, and I'm one of the hosts of the show, and also the #1 enemy of the fanboy. And as always, I'm joined by my co-host Justin Turk, and back in the studio today is Dom the Ref Regio. For any of you new listeners, we're a couple former athletes turned coaches that bring you the week's top national and local sports stories, and we would be debating on them using our unique sports experiences and perspective. But before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that today's show is brought to you and sponsored by Blaze Contracting.
The Turk Sports Show is brought to you in part by Blaze Contracting Incorporated.
Later, guys. Have a good show.
You heard what I say? Don't come back here empty-handed. Don't be selfish.
Empty-handed for you.
Storm sewer, sanitary sewer, and water installations throughout Michigan, Ohio, and Nevada. Blaze has successfully completed many high-profile projects and is a preferred vendor for many established major corporations and developers doing business in Detroit and across America. Currently, Blaze has several major projects going on in Metro Detroit, including the new Little Caesars headquarters building, the Detroit Brush Park development, the Flex and Gate Auto Supply plant, and the new Little Caesars Red Wings Arena. Hey, sports fans, if you're out there listening and you are involved in the development and construction process of upgrading or improving exterior property or infrastructure, you need to give Blaze a call. They can provide valuable assistance from the beginning stages all the way through the budgeting, design, and of course, the construction process phases of your project. You will experience the administrative ease provided by Blaze that will ensure that your project will be completed on time and within budget. Allow Blaze to light the fire for you that paves your road to success. Give them a call today. Call 313-361-1000 or visit their website at www.blazecontracting.com.
What's going on, gentlemen? Everybody's in here today. We got Dom the Ref Regio back.
We are locked and loaded. NBA draft preview.
How do you have Jimmy King when I'm not here?
I don't know.
Did
Listen,
you make
you
sure?
wanted to, I know you had some personal business, and then you wanted to go to another Comic-Con, and you didn't want to chase girls and be a villain, so I can't help it. I don't know your skill.
Regular weekend.
He respected it, though. He respected the superhero in you. He did.
You did.
Yeah.
Got a picture.
You
I
did.
saw that. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
we did.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Yes, shout out to Jimmy for, stopping by and dropping some jewels. So,
Yeah, and just a quick, shameless plug. If you did not hear it last week, it was probably one of our best shows, I think.
I agree.
And Jimmy was a great interview. It flowed well, and he gave us some exclusives, some things. Like I said, I hate fanboys, but I geeked out a little bit because he was giving us some
I
knowledge.
did geek out, man. I had to smack myself like, don't geek out. But he did talk some Fab Five stuff, and it took me back to I'm thinking early '90s, and I'm like, man,
And
he was like a rock star back in the day, man. That's
Big
a rock
time.
star.
Big time.
And we're gonna get him back when we start the new show in August, and when we get some coaches in here, we'll have him come in.
We're gonna get the Rock and Turk Fab Five show. We're gonna be the first people exclusive.
We're going to his camp, right?
No, there's only 4 of them there. We're gonna get 5.
We got So you say the Rock and Turk show is gonna bring it back together?
Hey, shout out to C-Web. Come on, man. It's Royal Oak, man. Andiamo's, you know what I'm saying? We got Bar Louie. Do we got Bar Louie here?
Yes, we still got 2 of them.
Fifth Avenue. Come Main Street. C-Web. Main Street.
Country Days on that.
Echo Studios.
Yes, come on. All right.
Hey, so here we
What
go.
color socks did he have? What color socks did he have?
Who, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
He didn't look. Yeah.
Sure they were black.
Yeah,
All
right.
black.
So, give me a good transition with having C-Web come home. It's not raining today, right?
It did not rain today.
But we got some gloom in the forecast. Today, we don't know what's going to happen with draft night, so most time we're upset whatever happens. But Derek Carr just signed an extension. And
don't tell me, don't
was-
do it.
It was 5 years,
25
so
mil.
it's 25 years. So I'm guarantee you, Stafford, while he was waiting in the cut, was because he's waiting to see what this is. Because obviously Stafford has the resume to say, "Hey, I'm better than that," and he's gonna, as I say, get your money. And I'm talking about, but he's gonna hamstring the Lions if they want to pay him because he's gonna want 26, 27. He's gonna want to be the best.
I don't know about 27. I think he's gonna get he's gonna be right in that
No,
5
he's
to
young.
25.
He's young. He thinks he's been around for a while. He's young.
He's still young, and he's probably gonna get a similar contract to David Carr, Derek Carr.
So are you cool with
David
1/3
Derek
of your salary cap being tied up by your QB?
It's not 1/3. It's the salary cap's what 160 now.
Is it? No, it's like,
It's 160. I think it's 160.
I have to check.
I think it's 160. It's 160ish.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
I didn't think
tweeting it.
was that high.
But yeah, it's high. It's not. It's in. They'll be all right. 25 mil. If the Raiders can do what we can do, we don't have Sue and Calvin. Enough about the Lions. We got to get to this NBA stuff, man.
Well, I just want
You're sidetracking me.
I
You're
just
sidetracking
I
me.
wanted to bring that up
We
because
got ESPN. We got Porzingis and Field. We about to see the separation. New York's finest right here. We
All
got
right.
to talk NBA draft.
all right. Well, before Dom gets us started, everyone, hey, we gotta. I know everybody wants to talk about what's going on today. It's the NBA draft. We got trade rumors. We're gonna get into that. We got news, and then we obviously got the draft preview. And then hopefully, I doubt we'll get to it, but we also have the Conor McGregor and Mayweather fight. Got some info on that coming in.
Let them wait.
But call us in today. The number here at Echo Networks is 248-721-8570. And if you can't get through on the line, keep trying. But until that, to get your question through, hit us on Twitter. It's Rockin' Turk Sports with a Z. The Rock, the letter N, Turk Sports with a Z. With that, what do we got today? What do we got going on, Dom?
All right, Rocco, we're starting off with you. NBA updates, news, and rumors.
All right. Well, the news, we can combine these because it's all the same.
So many.
But for any of you guys that have been living under a rock, or you guys that are not really great, NBA guys, tell you what's going on right now. Couple trade rumors because what do we got? About what time is the draft? We got about 3 hours, 2 hours to the draft.
About a little less than 2 hours.
Okay. So what we have is everyone trying to keep up with the Cavaliers on this side of the on the East. We have right now Boston Celtics. Well, earlier in the week they traded their 2017 first round pick to Philly, and they picked up the 76ers' third pick in the first round. So they basically just flip flopped. The Lakers the next day traded Timothy Mozgov and D'Angelo Russell to the Brooklyn Nets for Brook Lopez, which has an expiring contract in their 2017-27 pick in the first round. So then Wednesday, that was Tuesday. So Wednesday, David Griffith was not retained after being with the Cavs for 3 years, and sources are saying that the reason why they let him go, and obviously LeBron was not happy about the move and said that he wasn't made aware of it, is that David Griffin is saying he wanted $7 to $8 million, which is probably deserved. But Dan Gilbert feels like, hey, I can bring anybody here, Coach LeBron and some guys. So we'll see how that plays out. And then with that happening, the sources are saying that the Cavs players have reportedly told Jimmy Butler not to come there because that was a destination. So that lets me think LeBron may be leaving because he wanted to say.
We put the LeBron meter up, and it was like the doomsday clock of 2018. Yeah. I put it at we had about 11:57 right now. 11:57. I'm not saying it can't go to 11:56. It's about 11:57. There's a lot of stuff pointing to him leaving.
So with that as well, our own Chauncey Billups interviewed, I think it was today or tomorrow, he's interviewing for the GM job with the Cavs. So that's some interesting news. And then after that, the Atlanta Hawks traded yesterday, tried out Miles Plumlee and Marco Bellinelli for the 41st pick overall, and it's a second-round pick. And the Charlotte Hornets got Dwight Howard and this year's 31st pick overall. And then, if you guys don't play fantasy or really follow the NBA, New Orleans Pelicans traded Tim Frazier, who's a very good guard, but with Drew Holiday down.
Penn State guard. Hold on, I didn't know he got traded. Tim Frazier got traded.
He got traded to Washington Wizards for the 52nd pick, and the Wizards gave up the 52nd pick of this draft.
Yeah, Tim Frazier, that's a good backup guard. Okay, it's not going to be a deal. change anything. But Brandon Jennings was not getting it done.
So
That's not a bad backup guy.
So the biggest trade rumor that I heard right about a half hour before I came in is, everybody's losing their mind because Phil Jackson, and he's talking about getting rid of Porzingis. Right now, what's on the table, what's been offered is, they spoke with Boston, and they are looking to trade the third pick, Jaylen Brown, Crowder, and next year's Brooklyn's first round pick.
Which is probably going to be top 3 because Brooklyn's going to suck.
Yeah, they're going to be
I
trash.
mean, if they think D'Angelo Russell and Timothy Mozgov is a plus, and you lose with Brook Lopez, I think they just lost. I would say they lost seven wins, easy. That's a -7.
I don't know what they're trying to do. I mean, I don't if they
They're trying to tank harder, man. They didn't get the #1 pick, tank hard. I don't know what they're doing. I don't. But next year, they don't even have a draft pick next year. Boston has their pick.
yes.
So I don't know what they're trying to do, but it's working.
Yeah,
What
it's
he's
working.
doing. I mean, he's not like half stepping his work. So all right, you gave a lot of.
That's just some of it.
A
We'll
lot.
get back to the rest of it.
I don't want to go brain overload. Brain overload. Okay.
So wait, real quick though, this is one thing I always say. The NFL has an exciting beginning of the season, right? Because everyone's in it, all right? The NBA, I've said, we know who the 2 or 3 teams are going to be at the end. To me, the NFL draft is pretty good, because it's an event. But the NBA draft is great because you don't see any more blockbuster trades in the NFL because of contracts and what's going on. Today is a day where there's a lot of surprises, a lot of things happening. A lot of big name players can get moved.
I'm gonna say this: if half this stuff doesn't go on, I'm gonna be so disappointed.
But look how excited you are right now.
Usually I'm like, yeah, NBA draft. I'm looking at the stuff that's been happening this week with Jimmy Butler,
Turk's always like this.
Paul George, Porzingis. I guess Danny Green. They talking about San Antonio, Cleveland. They're talking about that. I mean, there's so many. Legitimate NBA starters right now being talked about being traded, and obviously none of them bigger than obviously Jimmy Butler, Paul George, and Porzingis are the 3 big ones. But all these other trades, Dwight Howard was a big trade because it's a $20 million contract. Sure. But before we talk NBA, I got to go back to Cleveland real quick. And now LeBron, I'm gonna give it. Look, I know Chauncey Billups listens to the show every week. He tells me. I see him, every other Wednesday. I'm like, Chauncey, man, you listen this week? He's like, oh, yo, Turk, man. I was like, man, listen to the show next week. Chauncey, so I know you listening this week because you ain't got no job. You ain't got nothing to do right now. The Cavs ain't hired you. Listen. Woe to the man that takes the Cleveland Cavaliers job. I'm going to tell you something, all right? We love you in Detroit. We love you. You, Billups, you missed a big shot. But if you don't think we're going to turn on you, if you go to Cleveland, if you don't think we're going to turn on you, you are sadly mistaken. You can go anywhere you want to go, but don't go in this Midwest Beltway. Don't go to L.A. Don't go to Boston. I'm just telling you, you want to stay out of them places. So if you want to go to Cleveland, don't come back here because you're going to give. This ain't like Stevie I going to Carolina.
Where can he go?
I
go?
agree with Turk. Don't go to Cleveland, but because I really believe, like it's been out there, I think LeBron's going to play next year. They're going to make this run. Obviously, Kyrie, we talked about earlier, Kyrie said, hey, I'm out of town. If LeBron goes in 2018, I want out. Love is whatever. And that roster's full. So I think that if Chauncey goes there, and he may be an alpha male, think that I can do it without her. But if there's
I think
a mass
it's a bad job.
exodus,
It's a bad job.
because it's a bad owner. Because he doesn't know because he know what he is. He's kind of like Daniel Snyder of the Redskins. Yes, the Redskins make a lot of money off the field, but if you ever look at what Daniel Snyder has done, they've never been successful because of him. Because in the beginning, he just was like playing a video game. He just wanted big name players.
I think it's gonna be back to reality. And back to reality. That's gonna be Cleveland when because LeBron James brought Hollywood to Cleveland, and I think before LeBron was there, it's been so long because it's been in the league so long. People forget how.
I know the Cavs were. My family's from Ohio.
Okay, so
with those ugly orange jerseys and Larry Nance.
The Cavs have been afterthought in the NBA. I mean, what are you gonna look at me and tell
Ever
me?
since Jordan put them out.
You gonna tell me that
Maybe
what
not.
John Paxson and Craig Elo? What you gonna call in here and talk about?
Yeah.
That era. What did you do then? The Cavs have been an afterthought, and they're not a big market. They really don't have the backing. I mean, Dan Gilbert. Now, honestly, I said this earlier. Now, I don't know all the speculation. If I was Griffin, if he was a smart GM, if he knew LeBron was leaving next year, I would have been looking to trade LeBron now. I know that sounds crazy.
Oh no, that man would not be able to live in the Midwest.
It don't matter. If you're talking about keeping your job past next year,
He'll get another job.
I'm
He's
just
not
saying
worried
this
about
is
it.
not like the NFL where you lose players and you get compensatory picks. they're gonna lose LeBron next year,
Yeah.
right? They're gonna be stuck. They're still gonna be when you lose LeBron, you're gonna still be in the luxury tax. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Unless you dump some salary, and if you don't dump
Well,
salary,
they'll move Kevin Love for sure.
well, he's gonna be a year older. It's not gonna be easy. I mean, at that point, they're gonna be
He's
hamstrung.
still a good player.
You're gonna get more for him now.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And Kyrie's already said behind closed doors, he said that if LeBron leave, I'm leaving. He's still young. So, I mean, look, he's got, bad legs. Can you build around Kyrie? Because
Sure.
before LeBron got there, they were a stink team with Kyrie leading them. So Kyrie,
But he was a 5 game, only played 5 games. He was still getting his legs and feeling what's going
can you
on.
think you can build a
His
team around
development,
Kyrie?
yeah, now because he's learned from LeBron, he's seen leadership, he understands what it means. Always like LeBron,
Like,
he
when you say
need
build
to
a
learn
team,
how
you
to
mean
be a
like-
champion, right?
So
Yes, you can
I
build-
put Kyrie Irving, J.R. Smith.
No.
Do small forward,
We're
Kevin
talking,
Love,
when I
and
say,
Tristan.
no. We just said the key word was build a team. Like, I'm thinking like fresh start, comes to Detroit, goes to Oklahoma City, goes to Phoenix. A team that you can build.
Well, those are
different
gonna be all
assets.
the contracts. All the guys still under contract. So you got to figure out how to move. Either way, I think Chauncey. I know Chauncey's always up for a challenge.
This is it.
This is it. And honestly, I think the only way that you give a first-time GM the keys to the Cavaliers is if it's a rebuild. I don't see you giving a. Chauncey stepped off of. He was on NBA.com. He was the Matt Millen last week, and you're gonna give Matt Millen. You're gonna give the keys to the best player in our generation to a guy who's never done it before.
Yeah, but you know what? You can say, and we've said this about when we talk about players, right? Like our players that we coach. You can see a kid that's running around looks good, but when you talk to them and you see the substance, Chauncey ain't gonna take nothing from no. Now he's not gonna go in there and just make LeBron do whatever. But he is going like Tyronn Lue. I think David Black got walked all over. Tyronn Lue doesn't get walked over, especially now him and LeBron may talk. But the rest of y'all in here, you're doing what I take.
Let's look at contrast though. Like Chauncey is in a high pressure situation where he's got to try to
What's high
retain.
pressure? He's gonna, no matter what, if they trade Love or not, he still got Kyrie, they still got LeBron. Now they gotta push. Oh, you talking about if he
I'm
after?
talking about this year. I don't think it's enough. He ain't even got the job, so I don't even know what the Cavs is like in all these trades. Is Dan Gilbert on the phone? I don't even know who's on. I keep hearing their name with Danny Green now, Jimmy Butler.
My question is who's the backup GM? Who's doing?
Like that's what I'm saying. Who's on the phone now?
Is Bron now? Like,
Okay,
come
so
on, bro.
Chauncey can't be held responsible for what's happening now. I get it, but next year it's all gonna be on him. Like if you look at the situation he's in, where he's trying to retain LeBron James, trade Kevin Love to upgrade the talent. This is what he's gonna be looked at next year. Trade LeBron James. Trade Kevin Love. Figure out how to keep LeBron happy.
You mean Kyrie?
No, figure out how to keep LeBron happy and
I'll
retain
tell you,
him.
LeBron's gone. He's going out to LA.
I'm just telling you what he's gonna be looking at. He's
Yeah.
probably gonna fail, but okay. This is what he's going to be looking at, and he's got to figure out if we can build around Kyrie and who's going to be that third wheel. Then he's going to have terrible contracts of J.R. Smith, Shumpert, and Tristan to deal with. All those things he's going to be looking at. Compared to Magic, Magic's a first-time GM. He's a good business owner. He's out of L.A. with nothing. Like he's coming from the bottom up. He's got a young coach. He's got nothing but hope in the fan base now because they've seen the bottom now, right? And now he's building on his way up. I like the situation
with assets,
a lot.
they have good
with
assets.
assets.
Out there.
Chauncey, they don't even have a draft pick this year in Cleveland. I think it's a bad job for him to start. But I understand if that's the only job he can get, I get it. I don't like him going
I
to
didn't even know
Cleveland.
he was. Most time you hear about guys that are trying to.
I didn't even know he was into.
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Chauncey, is he
President-
taking it for this upcoming season?
Yeah,
They offered him a 5-year deal to be president of basketball operations.
So with all this uncertainty, he doesn't know if he's getting LeBron James. He's
Stay.
getting
Well,
a
he'll get him for a
terrible.
year. Here's what the situation is.
LeBron's playing for Cleveland this coming
Yeah,
season.
so here's what it is. LeBron he can option out next year
After this, yeah.
after the season.
Yeah.
Love and Kyrie are under contract, and then you got a bunch of other bums, or as Turk likes to
I didn't hear
say,
you very good at all.
the bums are out there. So that's what we got going on. So that's what he's saying is if he takes that gig, he may have a good year. They could win a championship. But when LeBron, if he's really about to say deuces, and it falls apart, you are starting with a terrible team. You have a bunch of old guys
Yeah.
that jump ship. They got to clean house anyway this year. They got to get rid of
And bad
Damon
draft
Jones
picks.
and all those guys. You got to get rid of all those guys.
Channing Frye,
Yeah,
Richard
get
Jefferson.
rid of them.
All right, so enough about them bum Cavs. All right,
All right.
let's talk. Let's
Hold on.
talk.
Let's get here's a couple. So I told you I got some of the stuff out. Let me get a couple more of the big trade things out. This is what we're talking about being exciting. So Jimmy Butler, right? And because why this is exciting is because these can change the East a little bit, right? So Jimmy Butler, we can cross out the Cavs now. But right now, Jimmy Butler is up with the Celtics are trying to get him. Justin recently T-Bulls. But I'm going to tell you who's making moves that no one's paying attention to, and you're hearing things thrown out. Me and you talked about it. But there's one team that right now is involved in three. They're trying to acquire three. I don't know if they can get it. They can't get all of them. But so the Phoenix Suns are trying to get Jimmy Butler. They're also trying to get Paul George, and they can move assets. They're trying to get Bledsoe out of town.
Two things the Phoenix Suns, they have assets and they have draft picks.
Yeah, and right? They got money.
They got money to spend. So yeah, I would expect them to be a player. We talked about it. I talked about it with some of my friends about the Porzingis deal. The Porzingis deal. I think it makes some sense. I'd be hesitant to give up Booker. I know that was part of it.
Porzingis too.
I heard Porzingis.
They're looking. Phoenix is looking for him.
I would still give up Booker for Porzingis. I think Porzingis is that great of a prospect, that dominant of a player already with so much upside.
7'3" and can shoot, and he plays defense. I can take.
I mean,
and he hasn't even touched the tip.
And he's got a chip on the shoulder. He's not. He's a guy that. I mean, I think the closest comparison I got is Kevin Garnett with a three pointer. That's what he reminds me of. Kevin Garnett with three ball. Think about that. Kevin Garnett was ridiculous.
He can dribble rock. He can get to the lane. He can create his own shot.
And he's 21. So yes, I think if Phil Jackson's crazy enough to trade him, I'm looking at everything that if you know like
to me it's a great deal for New York. If he really wants to stay there, because we talked about earlier, I think he's just collecting a check. Yeah. But if he really wants to fix New York, he would have to really because nobody wants Carmelo now coming out. Nobody wants to deal with him.
Well, Porzingis already. The thing is that the Knicks have to move him either this year, or next year, because he's already said he don't want to stay there.
He don't want to stay there. He don't want to stay there. Phil's there.
I think he don't like the situation there. So unless they
maybe Dolan, you got to get rid of Dolan.
Dolan ain't never leaving. Yeah, so I think that the thing with Porzingis, you got to move him. In NBA, you don't have the franchise tag. If a guy don't want to stay, you got to move him in that restricted year by the latest. And right now, you're probably gonna get the most for Porzingis because this is real. Like, this is real. I think he gets moved tonight. If we're gonna talk about what may happen, I think Porzingis gets moved.
So where do you think he goes? You think he goes to Phoenix, or you think he goes to the Celtics?
I think he goes to the Celtics.
That shifts power in the East. Do you think if they got to add another piece to that? Do you think they can channel with him? Do you think they can unseat LeBron?
I think if you get Porzingis and you add Hayward to the team,
I don't think you do.
I would rather get Jimmy Butler than Hayward. If they did that, Jimmy Butler and Porzingis, then I think that is a.
I think we'd have to give up Avery, like you said before. Yeah. They'd have to give up, but they have.
If they figure out how to get. Jaylen Brown is good, but he's not.
I'd send him. He's part of the deal to go anyway.
Then that's when you can start Jimmy Butler in the spot. Boston's got a lot of depth. So I think that it's a good possibility that he gets moved. And if he goes to Boston, I really like their chances of making a very interesting series in the East. Because Porzingis, Cleveland does not have a guy that can match with Porzingis. You think you want to put Tristan on him?
He'll keep him up. Look what they did pulling him out the paint in the finals.
That's a guy who's 7'3", who you got. If you got a 7'3" forward who you got to come out of the paint to guard,
they got a stroke.
That's their problem. Especially if you get a guy like Jimmy Butler, on the wing. That's a problem. So I think that could shift. That could definitely. I'm not saying that team's gonna beat Cleveland because LeBron is LeBron, and next year he's gonna be on a mission.
But if that's a lot of offense. You got 30 from you get 25, 30 from Isaiah. You get 25 from Porzingis, and Jimmy Butler can go anywhere from 25 to 40. That's a lot, and Horford still be up there. So that's some points to make up that you're not getting from the Cavs. So I'm excited. That's one thing. Now let's get hometown flavor because this just came out as well, and this is what I want to think. I don't know. It's like so I didn't realize there's such an unhappiness with Drummond.
How did you not know?
Because he's doing you get a guy who's giving you 15 to 10 tonight.
For $25 million, he's not earning his keep. He's a horrible defensive player. I think
he is, but he's a good offensive player.
I wouldn't call him
he is. Player. He's solid and he's still getting better.
He's a horrible. He's got one of the lowest points per post averages in the league. It's like .73 per post up. He's a horrible post player.
But but it's the same thing. You got Reggie Jackson, that's the poor man's Russell Westbrook.
Well, this is the thing. Let me say this. I think that Drummond is still salvageable. I think at 7 feet with that type of ability, jumping.
Well, he must not because they're talking right now with DeAndre Jordan. No, they're talking about bringing him.
I know. I heard that one too. I think if I was going to get rid of one of those, it'd be Reggie Jackson because I think if you put Drummond with a good point guard, like a Chris Paul type guy made DeAndre Jordan. That's what I tell guys. You get a guy involved in offense, he becomes a better defender. Drummond's defense is horrible. I think that's his biggest flaw. It's not about ability. It's about want to and intelligence, and that's where you're kind of worried about Drummond. If another team wants to take him and you can get out of that contract and not take a bunch, then maybe you do it. I wouldn't be quick to do it.
The problem is, everybody knows who Reggie Jackson is. Who's going to take him? That's why I think they're on this DeAndre. Now, here's what you're doing. You're swapping on a guy who can score points to a guy he's a lob city and he's going to play defense.
Yeah, but I think they're only like DeAndre averages 11 and Drummond averages 13. 14.
So you take the defense. You take DeAndre's defense.
If I had to give up the draft pick and to get DeAndre Jordan, no.
I think it's a straight up trade.
If it's a straight up trade, then I'd do it.
Okay.
Straight up trade. I'm not giving up the 12th pick and Drummond for DeAndre Jordan. That's just me. I know people differ in it. Back before we go any further, you can call in at 248-721. 8570, we're talking NBA draft. We got a lot of rumors on the table right now. Obviously, Drummond here locally, there's a good chance he may get moved tonight. I'm interested to see if we can move him and get a higher. If we can move this guy and get a higher draft pick, that's what I'll be looking for.
So here's for a lot of you guys that listen, we have a couple consistent guys that call in. So Jamal just tweeted us. Jamal Norman, Ohio to Michigan on Twitter said, at Rock and Turk, Porzingis ain't going nowhere tonight. Phil is the Zen master, just trying to teach him who's the boss.
Really, he's a Zen master. Really, this is not the same field that Coach Michael Jordan. The Zen master GM has been trash master.
Or as you say, what's your word?
He's a bum. He's a bum. So I mean, the team. Look, the Knicks are a absolute train wreck. I mean, the fans boo Porzingis coming in the door, and now they're gonna boo Phil Jackson when he leaves.
I think Porzingis? Oh, you're talking about
when he got drafted, they were like, "Who is this guy?
Yeah.
We don't want him." Now they love him, but now Phil wants to move him.
That's about his own. But he knew he was going to be good. Phil was
I
the
will
only
say that,
person that was behind
but
him.
now he don't want to stay. That's what I'm saying. It's a train wreck. Your best player, the best player you've had as a draftable asset. Porzingis is a better prospect than Patrick Ewing. At this point in his career, he's a far better prospect. I can't think of a better prospect that the Knicks have had come into their system in the last 25 years. And that guy wants to leave after 2 years.
You guys see Joe Dumars here at ESPN? He's gonna get on a treadmill or something. What happened?
He's eating good. He's still
He's
probably
good,
getting
man.
paid.
He's
I think
eating
he's
real
still getting paid.
Oh,
But he looked like
yeah.
when
Looks like Barkley or
when
something.
he's moving his hand like that, I mean he's dropping a lot of knowledge. I'm schooling Jamil right now. Jamil, listen.
I'm gonna make people upset. I don't think he was a great GM. I think
Not great.
I think that he lucked in. He did a good job in the trade. He was good at trading, and he was good, and he brought
He
this
wasn't
team
good at
together.
drafting.
But he was not good at drafting because you look at a lot of guys he brought in and the guys that he passed up on. So people get mad at me. Joe Dumars, great player, bad boy, won a championship, helped us on all those guard, Jordan stopper. But as a GM, I think that he got far too much credit because he was beloved by the people.
I just saw an alert that the Suns and the Nuggets are discussing Eric Bledsoe for Emmanuel Moody and the 13th pick.
Moody is a bust.
I would do that. I still would do that because I think the Suns have a plethora of guards, and Eric Bledsoe contract is movable. I think they're opening themselves up.
They still got Brevin Knight down there. When he's in there playing, he's still decent at point.
But I mean, if you move him, that opens you up for drafting De'Aaron Fox, which I think that's something they thought about.
So they like him. That's why they were talking. I'm sorry, I said Brevin Knight, the cat. He's from Kentucky.
They really like him. Really like him. You talk about Ulis.
Yeah.
Talking about Ulis. You know he's from Southfield. Did you know he's originally from Southfield?
No.
So he is born and raised in Southfield. He left to go to Chicago, but he's originally from here.
Really?
Yeah, I saw that yesterday. Couldn't believe it. But he was phenomenal down the stretch. He's a small guy, but they really like him. Yeah, Bledsoe's movable. So if you can get out of Bledsoe's contract and you get Moutier and you get the 13th pick, I'm doing it.
But he's so bad. I mean, he could be good.
It's not even for Moutier. It's about getting rid of Bledsoe's contract. Getting him out of the way because you got a guy. This is the thing different between us and the Drummond thing. Phoenix has a guy in the wings, a young cat they want to see more of. We move Drummond, like we gonna need somebody to replace him. So,
but you said Jermaine on the bench, the white boy that's like 6'10", or you were talking about him earlier in the season.
you're talking about he ain't not a center. You talking about Hank? Talking about Henry Ellison.
You
You talking about Henry?
Yeah.
Oh no, Henry. The Henry Show is coming to a bar near you this fall.
Is it?
Oh, he don't.
He got game.
He got game. Don't sleep. He gonna be out there filling it up.
All right, you got a caller?
No, I'm saying you guys ready for that?
Oh, I got one last thing. So
Okay.
the Rockets are doing what the Celtics are trying to do. I don't know if you heard about this. They're trying to catch up with Golden State. So they're literally talking about dumping their whole roster. They want to get rid of. They want to move Lou Williams, Patrick Beverly, and Ryan Anderson's contract salaries so they can go after altogether Chris Paul, Griffin, and Millsap. And if they can't get Griffin and Millsap, then they go for Lowry. Or I'm sorry, if they can't get CP3, they go for Lowry. So if that happens, that's going to give them some confidence in
Golden State still like any combination of what you said right now. Golden State still whoops because you know
if
what?
they get Griffin and Millsap playing strong in the post,
None of those guys can play D. All right, number one, that's the biggest problem with it. They don't have two-way players. Golden State has guys who are. If you look at top wing defenders like Clay, Durant, and Draymond are all in that conversation. And then they got Iguodala. Those are all guys who are. Those are two-way.
I think he shot the wild.
I think he's got 20 minutes a night for you, but they're still plus defenders. Like if you put Chris Paul and James Harden in the same backcourt, that's like Chris Paul. I know he tried, but he's a little guy.
I think he'll get upset. I know Harden did a better job playing defense, but Chris Paul will get upset if they with him because they play no defense.
And then Blake Griffin don't play no D.
No. But they will score a lot of points because they go running up and down, and it'll be showtime. It'll be showtime south.
They'll score 110, but they'll give up 130 to Golden State.
All right, so we gotta move on. What we got next?
All right, next we're starting with Turk here, the NBA draft preview.
NBA draft preview. We talked about the rumors, but now we're talking about the real thing. And if you listened earlier if you were listening to the news earlier this week, you saw that the Philadelphia 76ers and the Boston Celtics already made one trade, which I think was a smart move for both teams. You had Boston, who moved back to the third spot, picked up a draft pick next year from Philly. Philly, who says, hey, we're a point guard away from being in the conversation of a playoff team. Let's go get the best guy in the draft. And they move up to number one, and they get Markelle Fultz. And I think all the experts, I think it's a done deal. Markelle is going to Philly, and you get Markelle Fultz. We're assuming that Ben Simmons is as good as advertised. I mean, he doesn't have to be a world beater, but he's got to be a plus player on the court. And then you got Embiid. And they got
the dude that Sergio.
Jarrett. Yeah, they got Sergio
He's
Jarrett. They've got pieces, but then they still have other pieces they can trade who other teams want. I think Philly's making moves to get in the conversation of a top 8 team next year. A young nucleus. Now they got a young nucleus of diverse skill. So done deal. I think Philly made a great move. They're finally coming out of the cellar, and now they're going to make a thing.
The process is finally taking over.
The process is finally taking over. Now we move on because the first pick's all over already.
This is where me and you are about to go at it. Go ahead.
All right, so I think especially after D'Angelo Russell got traded, because they don't have a point guard on the roster. D'Angelo was half a point guard.
He was a two.
Yeah, but it was a two that they let run the point. If Lakers stay there, there's no way they don't take Lonzo Ball at number 2. I don't see any way they don't go at Lonzo Ball at number 2. Tonight.
Not so fast, my friend.
Here you go.
Here it is. But I'm gonna tell you guys this. I love basketball. I play basketball. I like football. I'm a football guy. So when we did the football draft, like I'm in, and there's way more players. I know a lot about it here. I know about the top stuff. So I'm really did a lot of research this week and a lot of listening and every little thing that popped up. This came up early this morning, which a lot of people might have blown over their head, but the Lakers are thinking about trading down with the Kings to the 5th pick. Because they really like Josh. They figure Josh Jackson or Tatum is still going to be on the board, and that the Suns will. I don't know who. They didn't really say who the Kings would take with the 2nd pick, but the Suns really, really, really like Lonzo Ball, and I think what. I just don't. I don't think Lonzo Ball has it. I think he's a good player. I think I think that I would like to trade down, see them pick up a Josh Jackson. You can play Clarkson at point and go find.
I really don't understand how people don't think Lonzo Ball has it. I know people don't like his dad. I understand.
I'm not even going there. I'm talking
I
about
just
just
don't know
pure.
how you-
I'm watching him. He's going to struggle with his jumper and tight defense.
Why? He's 6'6".
But he has a. Have you seen where he shoots the
That
ball from?
don't matter, man.
It matters in NBA when you're playing. And okay, it's just like we talk about football, right? Every once in a while, a guy will kill in high school because he's just better than everybody. And some guys are that physically gifted, they go to college and like a Randy Moss, can't nobody mess with him. Then some guys get to the pros and they just kind of like, where'd he go? He's a bust. When they're on a bust, everything came easy. He actually is playing guys at his level now. He's one of those guys that he was probably better than everybody. He played in a really small, like a Division 6 or 7 school. He went to UCLA, played okay, but look at the team, the people that he played against that were his caliber or first round guys. He didn't do very well against them. Or he split with them.
No, it was one time where he struggled against Kentucky.
He split with them the first time, but he did well the first time.
He whooped Markel. He put up 30. I mean, there's been games against NBA caliber talent. He's in the Pac-10. He's playing in a quality conference.
Yeah.
I just think it's overblown about his shot. It works. I'm not going to change the guy's shot. It works. If you look at his efficiency numbers, how many shots he puts up a game versus how many points he scores, he's as efficient a point guard you're going to get.
Right.
And he's going to get you 8 assists. He's going to come in and give you 8 assists tonight.
I understand that. I'm just doing what my eye test is and what my gut tells me. I'm not saying
you don't like them big baller brands. That's all.
I told you. I told you his dad can get on your nerves, but I have him trying to help it create an empire for him and his family. Who's not doing that? I'm sure you're doing that for little Jay, right?
Yeah.
So the way he goes about it, but my athletic, my basketball, I think he'd be a good player. I don't think he's the Magic Johnson that's going to take him to the finals.
No, I'll tell you this right here. This just came up on the screen though. I know we're bouncing around. We're talking draft. LaMarcus Aldridge, the Spurs are shopping him for a top 10 pick. If I'm a team in that second half of that top 10, like if I'm the Minnesota Timberwolves and I'm looking for a stretch 4, and I'm looking at that guy from Arizona, I'm trading my pick for LaMarcus Aldridge.
Sure, because here's the other thing. That's a good place to go because you have your dominant big man. LaMarcus Aldridge is a chump.
He's a third.
But he's a chump. What he was doing in Portland that got him all that notoriety, he did not do what he's supposed to do. Here's the thing. Your big dog goes down. You are next highest paid guy on the team. You're the next big dog. He was atrocious.
I told you. Like I said, what did we say? He was. He wasn't even Robin. He was.
Batgirl.
Batgirl. Was he Batgirl? Yeah.
But what I heard is though he's also, they're looking to shop him, but he said he wants to go. So you running away. I can't have you if you run. I need an alpha male. Now if there's something not working and we got to get you out, but you want out and you didn't do your job when it counted. I don't care about the regular season.
I think he goes to a place like Minnesota.
Yeah,
that's
he'll
a perfect
flourish.
fit.
Because everybody's worried about
small
Towns.
Market. Towns. You got Zach LaVine and you got Wiggins, and all LaMarcus got to do is sit there and hit spot ups. Great fit. I would take him over. The guy that I think they should go after is the Arizona kid, stretch 4. Lauren Markaren. But LaMarcus Aldridge is a better player, and they got the salary cap room. That's a no-brainer to me for that pick. We'll see what happens if teams are looking. But like I said, it's crazy the amount of movement. Back to the draft, though.
So anyway, back to Lonzo Ball. No, I take De'Aaron Fox over Lonzo Ball, personally.
De'Aaron Fox is a great player. I think Lonzo Ball is going to be, if Magic Johnson, his game plan and with everything you read, he's trying to lure 2 big-time players to L.A., which is Paul George, and LeBron, which is what I'm hearing he's trying to lure. You want a facilitator, a conductor, and that's what Lonzo Ball is. He's a conductor of the offense who's going to get points efficiently. I think we need to get. He's not going to be a guy that takes a lot of shots to impact the game. He's going to be a facilitator, and he's going to get his points in a very efficient manner. I think if you're looking for that, and which Magic is, then Lonzo Ball's the guy. I love De'Aaron Fox.
Here's the other unknown that's over here. Is he going to be able? His dad's created a lot of pressure. Is he going to be able to handle it if he has a bumpy road?
Dark caller.
Welcome to the Rock and Turk Show. Who's calling?
Wait 1 second. There we go.
Welcome to the Rock and Turk Show. Who's this? Hello. Don Vegas.
Hey, what's up? Don, what's up, man? What you got?
I just got one thing I need to add real quick. You guys keep on talking about this whole Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, you guys know I'm from Cleveland.
I know.
I do have a fondness thing for the state of Michigan.
It's mutual. It's mutual. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, listen to this, man. You guys keep on glassing over one thing. This whole LeBron situation, him leaving Cleveland next year, Magic trying to lure him over, the ball issue, making this little piss
Because he's in,
Have to play against
because he's in, he's in,
against the Spurs. He's playing against Houston, who he does actually have a problem beating. And then you got to play Golden State. All of those three teams before, and we're not going to mention the Clippers, before he even gets a chance to go back to the NBA.
because here, I'm a bit, and I'll let Turk get it. Here's why he's doing it. He's won 2 titles. He's submitted himself. He might not pass Jordan, but if he doesn't, he's the second best player ever in the NBA. Here's what's happening. He has business out in LA. He has a $20 million home out in LA. His children are going to school out in LA. He is starting to understand, like most athletes don't. He is setting up the second. He's only 32. Let's say he plays at 35. He's young in the game of life. He is setting himself up for
The next phase.
of his life.
And still have a chance to win. I understand that the West is definitely tougher right now, but I think the Clippers are gonna go away. If, like next year, that Clippers team is probably an afterthought. The only team that I think, and San Antonio looks like an afterthought after you lose LA, and they got a lot of work to do to build a team around Kawhi Leonard. You lose Danny Green, LA. Manu's gonna retire. Tony Parker just got hurt.
Gasol didn't take his option.
Gasol didn't take his option. They got a lot of uncertainty in San Antonio. They still got Pop. I don't think in 2 years you can guarantee the West is gonna be good. Because look, let's look at the East. Real quick. Let's look at the East. Boston has a lot of. They have, whether it's veteran players they trade for or draft picks. The Boston team is gonna get better the next couple of years. Philly is looking like a team like an Oklahoma City with young athletic talent. Milwaukee is another team that's looking good. I think the powers in the conference is going to shift because the West is getting older. It's going to be Golden State and a bunch of other teams, which LA is trying to match up with Golden State. But the Clippers and the Spurs, I think they're not even going to be a part of this in another year. That's my opinion.
And here's the other thing. Here's the other thing too.
What you got to me is that if you're LeBron James, who already has a $1 billion deal with Nike, let's not even discuss that.
Right.
Let's talk about his max contract that he's signed. He's only signed a 2 or 3 year deal regardless. They're going to continue getting maximum dollars to play. He's already had his own production studio. He's already got his own production company. He's got game shows. He's got all kinds of stuff that he's doing. Now he's doing this from his $30+ million investment, Ohio, whatever it's worth. So he's already had a house in LA. Now this is not new news.
Yeah.
Him having a house on the West Coast.
They don't have mansions in Ohio.
Here, hey, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop you right. I'm gonna stop you right. Right, I'm gonna stop you right there though, because I'm gonna bring up my favorite line ever. What's so great about Cleveland? When's the last time you heard someone say?
I'm gonna be honest. I can be honest now.
Yeah.
Cleveland is a fantastic city, man.
Hey, look, I'm from. You can't sell me, bro. My family's from Ohio. I know all about Cleveland.
All the guys who you know who played in Cleveland, all the guys who played there,
Yeah.
and were part of the winning teams, and part of the building, and part of the this and the that. Think about the quality of guys who stayed there after going there. Guys like who could easily leave and go somewhere else. Joe Thomas, Joe Hayden, Bernie Kosar. You can go back to LeBron coming back to Cleveland. Kyrie, he loves it there. All kind of guys. I'm talking about across sports period.
I think no, Donnie. I'm not gonna knock Ohio. I'm not gonna knock Ohio.
You don't see it because you're not there.
No, I respect. Hold on, Donnie. Look, Donnie. Listen, Donnie. People, Ohio sports is a. Once you are Ohio legend in sports, you are set for life. I will agree that. Are you just saying? Because we gonna keep talking draft. But are you saying that you guaranteeing LeBron's coming back after next year? Because all the signs say that he's gonna leave. And so is it just about LA, or are you thinking that?
Write this down. I want to guarantee this, and I told you what I do.
Yeah.
Now, I guarantee you this: if LeBron leaves, it won't be for the Western Conference.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
Where's he gonna go? Other than the Pistons.
That's what I mean. Exactly.
Now here's the thing though.
Never put himself in a. LeBron is a businessman.
Right, but here.
He's never going to put himself in a position to not be in the NBA Finals.
No, here's the thing. Come on now. If you let's say that they have George, they get George, and he goes out there, and let's say they pick up Lonzo, right, and then they've got some young big men that okay. You're telling me, and here's the thing. Okay, if he goes out there, let's say year one he doesn't make it. All he got to do is wait in 2 years, the Warriors are done. That's not going to be they're going to be broken up. And I know it'll be near the end of his career, but you just tell me, we've seen what LeBron James does. When he goes to a team, he shifts power. He's a power player. He shifts power, and now Golden State will be on the clock, and it's not going to be easy ride.
Hey, look, Sabrina. Hey, look, Sabrina was on.
In 2 years, if Klay Thompson might come over to the Cavaliers.
Ain't nobody going to the Cavs
In
after
2
LeBron
years?
leaves. Because if LeBron leaves, Kyrie's gone. What you got left?
LeBron will still be there. LeBron will still be
Okay.
there. Kyrie will still be there.
All right.
So will the rest of the gang.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Hey, Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler just said. Jimmy Butler just said. Hey, Jimmy Butler just said, I'm not leaving to go to Cleveland
The
because it's
players
uncertain.
called him and said, "Hey, bro."
Are you saying that's not a real report? So why would Clay come in 2 years?
Chauncey Billups take that job, which is definitely going to happen.
See, this is why I got to root against Chauncey.
Who's played ball before. He's built a championship team before. Well, he was a part of a championship team before. And he's well respected. Along with Chauncey and
But we don't know if he's good at his job, though.
best point guard in the league in Kyrie. Why would you not go play for Kyrie?
Whoa, the best point guard in the league.
I thought you said you're not a. Oh, you are. You're a hometown. You're a fanboy. You're a fanboy of Cleveland sports, huh?
He a big fanboy.
Who else is a better point guard in the league than Kyrie Irving?
I say
Russell
Westbrook.
You
Russell.
can't name 2 other guys. You can't.
Steph Curry.
He was than Russell Westbrook.
There you go.
Okay, there's 2. So, besides those 2 guys, you tell me you're building a team. If you're guaranteeing me that a person would take those 2 guys over Kyrie every time.
Yep.
Yes, because Kyrie's not a point guard. He's a 2 guard.
I'm not drafting. Well, Steph Curry's not a point guard. And neither is Westbrook, if you want to go that
Hey,
route.
Steph Curry gets a lot more assists than Kyrie give you like 2 assists.
And,
Steph will
and
give
we
you
already
like
know
8.
what Westbrook did this season. He'll give you 40 points and two assists.
You got to keep in mind.
Yeah, I do.
Plays with LeBron.
I think Kyrie is a less of a.
Guys on your team to average 10 assists.
Hey,
But that just kills your statement from earlier, because you said if he goes out to LA, that Lonzo Ball or whoever De'Aaron Fox is not going to bring that ball up. He is. So that's killing your story right now, because LeBron brings up the ball just like when he went down to Miami. He's going to be the primary ball carrier.
That's added to my story. That's added to my story. What I'm telling you
But then that makes Kyrie's not the best point guard in the league.
LeBron, he would have more point guardish numbers.
He didn't when he wasn't there.
Because LeBron dominates the ball.
yeah. Well, hey, look, we got to move on. But I'll just say this though. Kyrie, when LeBron sits down and Kyrie's running the offense, he's not a very good facilitator. He's a scorer, and that's part of the reason why they looked at Chris Paul possibly. Kyrie's just not a good. He's a great scorer. He's probably the best finishing
Yes,
6 foot under
absolutely.
6'3" dude in the league. He is amazing. But as far as a facilitator, I don't think he's up there with the best. But we got to move on. We only got a couple more minutes. Hey man, appreciate. Hey, I need to get Sabrina back on the show though, because she owes us that jersey wear. She ducking. Tell her stop ducking me. All right, put a call in. I appreciate it.
And I know I'm gonna do it to him after he hangs up the phone, but like my man said, what's so great about Cleveland? When do you ever go on vacation and say, hey, let's go to Cleveland? All right, nobody's going to
Hey,
Cleveland.
come on, they can say that about Detroit though, man. I will say
we got a lot of stuff here in Detroit.
we
We got
got-
the Hall of Fame. We got casinos.
They got
We got the
We
people
got-
mover.
the Monger People
They got
Monger.
Cedar
We
Point.
got the new M1 rail. We
They got casinos.
Cedar Point has fell off, bro.
They got Cedar. They got what?
Cedar Point fell. I
Did
went.
you go last year?
Yeah, I went last year. It's not what it
Bro.
was when we was kids. It's
That's
grown.
because we adults.
Yeah.
That boy's still scary.
Yeah.
No more demon drops, so I don't go.
Man, get on that top fuel dragster and tell me that. No, okay, so back, I knew he was gonna call it with he not going to LA. I get it. I know Cleveland people don't want to see him leave. I'm not saying he leaving. I'm saying everything points to him leaving, and then they want to get on here and be like, he's not leaving.
And
I'm like,
they
based,
upset that the GM got fired.
based on what? What evidence?
Resign.
Because he's a businessman.
Yeah, if he's a businessman, he's going to LA because his business is out there because
Yeah.
he wants to get into entertainment.
And that's one thing I learned in life. It's easier to let people down the second time than it is the first.
But what did
Let
he
them
do?
down once.
But what did he
It's
do?
easy the second
He didn't
time.
let him down because he came back. He won them a title,
Yep.
the first title in Cleveland
He
in
let him
50
down the
years.
first time.
The first time he did,
Yeah.
but now they might be upset. They're not going. He gave you what you
That's
want.
what I just said. It's easier to let him down the second time than the first.
Wait, do you think he let him down though? Because
No, he
there
never
for
got
8
it. It's his
years?
right to
Nah.
leave.
It was,
He was
They
there
were
No.
fanboys. Were the
I'm
streets
not,
there
crying.
for 8
I'm not
years?
saying that he didn't do the right thing. I'm saying that the people, he let him. I mean, I like Donnie. I went to college with him, and I know a bunch of people in Ohio.
Yeah.
I mean, I had
Soft.
passionate conversations about how
Sad
many
feelings.
people lost their jobs when LeBron left. This was real. Like people got laid off. There were people who were upset because my pockets were like devastated because LeBron. I tell people don't believe it, and we had Donnie back on the show. LeBron to Cleveland is like baby General Motors to Detroit.
To downtown Cleveland.
It is. He is a $100 million industry. The dude is a $500 million walking industry, and it's probably growing. What he means when LeBron, whenever LeBron leaves or whenever he retires, whatever happens, you see the value of the Cleveland Cavaliers the day after he's gone.
Sure.
That value. I mean, Dan Gilbert. We didn't talk about this today, but I mean, he'd be smart if he really think LeBron leaving. He need to sell now. If he, I'm dead. The Cleveland Cavaliers are one of the highest. They're worth like almost $2 billion.
But who's
Over
gonna
$2
buy
billion.
it? If he's selling and everybody knows what's up, who's gonna pick it up?
All you can do is hedge your bet. Guarantee somebody out there think they can keep him.
I don't get
Maybe
though.
Donnie.
I got a story for you about that.
He was there for what 7 or 8 years the first time in Cleveland.
Here,
LeBron.
yeah.
So he leaves. I mean, how long?
After his contract is up.
After his
His right
contract
to
is
leave.
up. Maybe he didn't do it in the best way of taking my talents to South Beach, whatever.
whatever.
But he left. It was, there's a lot of business people lost their jobs. That's not his
That's not
problem.
that's not my fault.
I'm not-
How long does he have to stay there to still
I'm
be
not
the good
saying
guy?
he didn't. You got to understand though that we're talking about a homegrown kid who put Cleveland on the map. As I said before, people need to go
Don't
back
say
and
put
see.
him on the map.
He put Cleveland on the map, bro.
Come on, man. Cleveland was well.
No.
What does that
So
mean?
Jim
on
Brown
that?
didn't put Cleveland on the map?
No, not. I'm talking about the Hollywood Cleveland. Cleveland was a hard
Bone
nosed,
thugs.
like Cleveland was a hard nosed sports town. LeBron bought big business Hollywood to
Yeah,
Cleveland.
okay.
He brought Showtime to Cleveland. Cleveland had never seen. I'm talking about not just football, not just basketball, the football, everything. The Ohio State when they as big as Ohio State was. Who do they put the camera on when he's in there wearing Ohio State? Dude, they never went to college.
Yeah.
LeBron's at the game wearing Ohio State. Look at LeBron, he wearing a Yankees hat. He ain't got no Indians hat on. LeBron is a walking industry, and that's why people were so upset that he left because it wasn't just about basketball. It was about he changed lives. Now you just left us
Well, you
like
know what
this.
they can do? Here's what I tell y'all Cleveland fans. I ain't got no love for y'all. You know what y'all can do? If y'all so mad about losing money, I got something you can do. It's hard, but if you get it, you'll be rich, especially in the sports world.
Move.
If you can figure out to make a Band-Aid for feelings, y'all will be on top of the world. Because y'all always got feelings about stuff when stuff
my
doesn't go your
God.
way. So that's what y'all do. Y'all get all y'all Cleveland people that listen to me, Jamal, my man that called in, Sabrina Parker, she probably got something to say when she gets back up. And y'all figure out how to make Band-Aids for feelings when that man leaves, and y'all will be wealthy. Y'all be a walking business like him. Because other than that, stuff happens to us in Detroit all the time. Barry retired. We didn't burn his house down. We didn't burn his jersey. It just happened. Calvin left.
We don't have feelings. We don't get feelings like that.
That's right, because we're not soft.
But I will say this though. I will say this that none of those guys were like born. LeBron, like, we knew LeBron in high school.
Yeah.
You know, so we had a kid who grew up at Cass Tech.
We had our guy.
Southfield.
We had Charles Rogers. He didn't pan out.
Second off that, I'm talking about like right here in Metro Detroit, who
Well, he
did.
grew up in Akron. That's
And Charles Rogers never reached that status.
No.
If we had Barry Sanders who grew up here and could came back, put us on the map, and changed everything here environment wise, and became his own industry, and then went on TV and said, "I'm leaving." I'm not gonna say people wouldn't flip
No,
out.
I understand, but they flipped out because this is what I believe this, and you can go. Cleveland is a great sports town, but they have poor sports self-esteem.
I will
because they
say,
had
I will
one
say
a lot.
the closest thing we had to it, and we getting close to time. Sergey Fedorov. When Sergey dipped on us, people were hurt. Like really, Sergey Fedorov. I don't even
He
think
wasn't
people
even from the U.S.
I know, but people were. I
He's
mean,
a popular player.
people didn't
Yeah.
want anything to do
And
with
that's
Sergey
your,
for a
that's
while.
your avenue. That's your
And
road.
I mean, when Grant Hill left, we kind of like said he was hurt when he left, and it was not like out of the realm of possibility. I think Allen Houston, if we look back, that was an unexpected one, but people don't know how to.
Yeah.
Sergey Fedorov was the big one.
He asked for
probably the closest thing we could.
3 times as much money, and he got it in
Yeah.
Anaheim. Sergey.
Real story, true story. I don't
Yeah.
know. Our business finance teacher, Brother Rice, he must have deposited that check if somebody knows bank because he had a copy of that check. He
Yeah.
brought it. Like we saw the copy in class one day. I don't know if you remember. You probably were gone.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but we saw it was what was it like 17 million or something ridiculous back
Yeah.
then. It was a check 17 million. It was like Wasn't like, you think you see 17 million, you don't come
Before
in
the
a check.
before
You
the
come in like a gold
lockout.
bar. You say 17 million, like, it was just a check.
Come in the LeVar Ball box, right?
Big baller brand checks. Those coming out soon. And
All right.
LeVar walks on the stage today at number 2 together.
He might.
Yeah.
He's gonna be part of it. Hey, you know what? I wish there's that's why now I tell you earlier, that's why this is so exciting, because there is so much. This is a lot. We didn't even get to have most of what we wanted to. We should have had another hour and a half show today, because there's so much, and that's why the NBA draft is exciting. It is more exciting probably than the NFL draft, because there's a lot of things that can happen. A lot of teams can change. A lot of big time moving parts. So we'll see. We'll be obviously next week. We'll probably talk a little more about this scene after what happens. But it's almost that time. But before we go, we just want to let you know that today's show was brought to you and sponsored by Blaze Contracting.
Turk Sports Show is brought to you in part by Blaze Contracting Incorporated. Blaze is a heavy civil site contractor that self-performs mass and surgical excavation, aggregate installations, land balance and grading, storm sewer,
What's left from LeBron?
You guys, there was 2 calls that called in while the other guy was talking, the first guy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so, I mean, I can add them to the conversation, but I can't, like, put them on hold, because then I have to
That
talk.
would be crazy. That'd be cool though, like, hey, we have a little round,
I mean, I could take him and be like, hey, Jamal, I knew it was Jamal.
Yeah, he can do it, because when we were going to have Ashford on here, he was going to call in and he said we still had a line to take calls. So.
You said if we could get Donnie to, we could get people to take their turn and talk, then we could do it. Right. But
When it's on the phone, sometimes they don't hear you talking, and you're talking at the same time.
Don't forget to start the
you
music.
shut up.
So I'm going right into that thing.
Right to the music.
Yeah.
And then wind it down.
And then you got, obviously, think off the top of your head, about the Conor McGregor story next week. Who's Jamal? You know nothing about my Spurs. Spurs, Rockets, Warriors, and you know LeBron will finals if he goes to the West. Get out of here, bro.
What did he say?
So you want me to turn it down after a few seconds?
Turk.
Turk, you ready?
361-1000 or visit their website at www.blazecontracting.com.
Yeah, thank you for joining us today. That concludes show number 10 of the Rock and Turk Sports Show. Wow, we got the NBA draft in about an hour. It's a lot of movement. We only got to a small portion of it. Stay tuned in the fall. We're going to be going to a 2-hour show, so that's going to be exciting. We'll be able to get on here and talk a little more sports, gearing up for both football and basketball, high school, college, and a professional. Talk a little bit more about baseball. But tune in next week. We didn't get a chance to talk about Conor McGregor fight with Floyd Mayweather. That's obviously a big topic. We're going to continue to talk about what happened in tonight's NBA draft, and I'm sure there'll be more movement after. As far as anything else, we're going to probably talk about a Matthew Stafford contract coming up, because it's coming up soon. David Carr just got his money. Derek Carr got his money today, so we got to be expecting something to come out of Detroit Lions camp here in the near future. I'm all for it. We'll talk about it next week. Rocco, what you think?
Good show. NBA, it's okay. I'm getting geared up for these next 70 days.
New T-shirt. NBA, it's okay.
Not fantastic. It's just okay. But also, I just want to stick by my story. I appreciate everybody from Cleveland that calls in, but I'm going to leave it. Y'all are soft. Figure out how to make those Band-Aids for feelings, and then give me a call, because I want in on it.
Soft.
With a T. I'm out.
Cheer. Man, we got to have more time, man.
I wish he'd called me. We could have ripped him apart. You know nothing about my Spurs.
You want the bus start right now?
What, the draft?
Hour. Isn't it 8 o'clock? Bing.